Neville Christie.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I'm just approaching my 77th birthday externally, 17 or so internally. During my 60-odd years in businesses, I've changed many times, taken on many roles. I now see that we're facing probably the strongest and largest series of tsunami-type revolutions that we've ever faced, technologically, social, political, economic. And the world's dividing very strongly into pessimists and optimists. I'm an optimist. I think there is extraordinary capacity to take a lot of the inherent problems in the world and transform them into major opportunities. And the massive new wondrous technologies that are emerging present unparalleled opportunities to improve the human condition. And the CEO Mentor RoundTable is fundamentally about creating a whole raft of new innovations collaboratively, getting them to market as part of creating a better world. Our basic motto is, if you want to forecast or foretell the future, create it. All right, three things about that. First of all, I'd like to say if you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably the wrong person. Because this is about collaboration and sharing of talents and ideas and views. Secondly, we have a interview process, a two-way interview process where we talk about who you are as a potential member and whether you're the right person and what you might get out of it and so on. But thirdly, the right person is really anybody who wants to create a better world through innovation, and more particularly, that's entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, the CEO reports, and people who consider themselves futurists. But if you put the label of innovator or would-be innovator on yourself, then you're a potential fantastic candidate for the two-way processes, interactive processes of the CEO Mentor Roundtable. Right. Next year, this particular one, which is focusing really on innovation and the flow-ons from the fourth industrial revolution, there will only be one. And we will have a maximum of 15 people on that. This is a test roundtable. I've been running similar roundtables for 20 years, but this one is quite unique. It's unique because instead of dealing with our present and the issues that we face in our existing business, this is about creating a new business, a new future, new opportunities, new ideas, new innovation, and matching them with the talent and the goal that's within our existing business. So it's a future-oriented roundtable rather than a present or a past-oriented, and it's quite different for that reason.
And they take place every month?
Yes, so next year there will be 10 meetings from February to November, once a month, same day of the month, 4 hours from 8:30 till 12:30. Right. Well, we've experienced in history 3 major revolutions. The first revolution was one of steam. The second one was really a movement into electricity and mass production. The third industrial revolution was all about the digital age that we've all experienced. The fourth is really a combination of a series of technologies and a series of innovations that are breaking down many of the old industry silos, and they're really integrating the physical world, the digital world, the mental world, the biological world, so that, out of it are coming human beings or human parts that can be cloned or as part of the manipulation of the gene structure. There's new materials, there's new abilities to enhance human thinking and the human brain. There's all sorts of technologies like holograms that create a different version of reality, virtual reality, augmented realities. So there are so many of these. They are really fundamentally, I believe, changing every institution. We can see how much our political institutions, excuse me, we can see how much our Political institutions are beginning to not work very well. We can see the mistrust that we now have of our politicians. Many businesses are finding the future uncertain. Many people who come to me for mentoring are producing a whole raft of negative emotions: pessimism about the future, apathy, depression, anger. So we're ripe for change, we're ripe for revolution. And all of the great revolutions in the world in the past have occurred because a small group of dedicated people who can see a vision and want to create a different and a better world get together and work collaboratively. So this revolution is technologically based in the main, but it's certainly breaking down all of the old industry structures, the old economic structures, the old political and social structures. And for example, in the next 10 to 15 years, many of our jobs that we now do ourselves, including middle-class thinking, knowledge-based jobs, will be done by machines, by smart robots, by software. That's revolutionary. It's also the opportunity.
Absolutely.
I see the bigger the opportunity, the bigger the problem that we face, and of course we're facing massive big problems. You can name so many of them: the tsunamis of the climate change, the changes in political systems around the world, the wealthy getting very wealthy at the expense of the middle class and the working class. You can see these problems emerging everywhere: the impoverishment of so many people, the problems in our ageing care industry, etc. But the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity for change and improvement and innovation.
Yes.
No, yes, we want to do some thinking, and yes, as part of the roundtable, we will be provided with models and ways of thinking and opportunities and examples. For example, on the website, www.ceomentorroundtable.com, we've already listed a whole series of videos and reports that give us a view of a different world and a view of opportunity. But yes, the outcome of the CEO roundtables will be innovation, so that our thinking will be translated into action, will be translated into actual real innovations that will go back into our individual businesses and new businesses that are formed as networks or joint ventures or partnerships or integration of a smaller business with a bigger business, because there's many new models emerging of equity sharing and collaboration and cooperation that are going back to our newly formed new businesses. Those innovations will actually be implemented. That's our outcomes. Absolutely. So we have a filtering process. So people say they'd like to join. I'm reaching out to my various networks and inviting select people to join. And of course, it's their choice whether they do. There is a cost of $7,000 a year plus GST, and there's a time commitment. So yes, we're seeking to make the quality of the people top. And variety, so that there's a variety of views, a variety of talent, a variety of experiences, a variety of backgrounds to call on, so that it's a pool of talent that we can all tap into as we collaboratively innovate for our own business. Yes. Look, I said a bit earlier, the world is dividing very much, I think, into optimists and pessimists about the future. So we're really interested in the people that have a positive, optimistic view of the future, our and their ability to create and build that future, who have an existing business or an existing economic base that they can work from, and that really do want to create a better future, not just for them and not just for their family, but for our global society. So we are about changing the world idealistically, one innovation at a time. And I think that harkens back to what I'm experiencing in many boardrooms around the world. For many, many years, the question, first of all, used to be, how do we maximise shareholder value? And then that moved to, how do we maximise stakeholder value? Now the question that's constantly being asked in many boardrooms is, how do we create and add new value for the good of and well-being and wealth of all?
Yes.
So it's a very different question that's being asked now in many boardrooms, and we want to come up with answers in the roundtable.
Yes.
Yes, you can do three things. You can contact me personally by giving me a phone call, 0420 978 932. You can go to the website, CEO Mentor RoundTable.com, fill in the form, the contact form there, send me an email, Neville@nevillechristie.com. We will make contact and take it from there. Okay. The next step will really be a two-way interview of you finding out more about what the roundtable is, what it is going to do, what it's there for, and the extent to which that suits you and your needs and your aspirations. And equally, I will be wanting to interview, talk with you, assess what you have to offer and what you can get out of it. So very much a two-way discussion, a meeting of minds, a partnering, where we shape and form the roundtable around your needs and interests, and we make sure that you are able to make the contributions as well.